Do you ever feel like you're the problem? Because nothing you start ever seems to last. You're sitting in front of something you already decided to do, and instead of moving into it, you notice that something in you doesn't fully go with you. There's no confusion about the next step, no missing information, and still, you don't move. You remain there long enough to feel it. That slight distance between you and the action, not strong enough to call it resistance, not clear enough to explain, but enough that starting no longer feels natural. And once it feels like that, you already know what usually happens next. And the worst part is, you don't even leave. You just stop being in it. Chapter 1. The moment you always reach. May knew that moment before she could explain it. She didn't struggle with beginnings. Beginnings felt clean, contained, almost safe, as if nothing in her could fall apart yet. For a while, she could stay inside what she started, as if the structure itself was quietly carrying her forward. And then, at some point, something would change. Nothing visible. The task remained the same. The next step still obvious. But her connection to it would loosen, just slightly, in a way that was easy to ignore at first, until it wasn't. She would sit there, aware of that shift, trying to stay inside something she had already chosen, and the more she noticed the distance, the less natural it felt to continue. That was the moment she recognized. Not when she stopped, but when she was no longer fully there. Chapter 2. Why it feels like you. What makes this so difficult is not just the experience itself, but how personal it feels. Because whatever is happening, it happens inside you. Some people were never shown how to carry something over time. Without structure, without consistency, without something stable to lean on, the system learns that starting is possible, but continuing is uncertain. So the moment something becomes less clear or more demanding, it doesn't feel like progress. It feels like instability. For others, the shift happens when something becomes real, especially if independence or visibility once came with pressure or control. Because finishing something changes how you are seen. And even if you want that change, something in you may still react as if it shouldn't happen. And then there are those who reach a point where everything feels manageable, until it doesn't. No clear reason, no clear thought, just a quiet closing. And because you don't see the structure behind it, it begins to feel like it must be you. Chapter 3. What actually happens? May started noticing something. It wasn't that she stopped randomly. It was that she always stopped at the same point, not in terms of time, but in terms of feeling. The moment where continuing stopped feeling natural and staying required effort. And once she reached that point, everything changed. The task didn't become harder. She became less connected to it, and pushing into something you're no longer inside of doesn't last. So she would wait, think, try to return. But she was already outside of it, and the longer she stayed there, the more impossible it felt to step back in. What frightened May most was not the task itself, but the moment it stopped feeling like something she could inhabit from the inside. She would still be sitting there, still looking at it, still aware that nothing external had changed, and yet the sense of belonging to her action would already be thinning. From the outside, it looked like hesitation. From the inside, it felt like losing grip on something that was already moving away from her. And after a while, it doesn't feel like something that happens anymore. It starts to feel like something you are. Chapter 4. What's missing? What was missing wasn't motivation. It wasn't discipline. It was something quieter. She had never learned how to stay, not just begin, not just try, but remain inside something when it stopped feeling natural. Because that is the point where everything changes. And if nothing holds you there, you leave. not because you choose to, but because nothing keeps you. Chapter 5. Why you keep starting. Again. Starting feels different because, in the beginning, there is no distance yet. No separation, no hesitation. So it feels like this time is different. May believed that many times. She thought the difference was what she chose. The plan, the structure, the idea. But each time the same moment returned, and each time she found herself in the same place, close to it, but no longer inside it. Chapter 6. The structure you never had. At some point, she began to see that the problem wasn't what she was doing. It was what was holding her while she was doing it. Because without structure, everything depends on how you feel. And how you feel is not stable. But this kind of structure is not what most people imagine. Not something rigid you have to force yourself into, but something that holds you when you can't hold yourself. Because structure is not there to make things harder. It is there to keep you inside something when your state begins to change. Without it, every action becomes a decision. And every decision becomes a risk. And eventually, you step away. Not because you want to, but because nothing holds you in place. She realized something else in that moment. It wasn't just that nothing had been holding her. It was that she had always been expected to be the one who holds everything together. And that works until it doesn't. Chapter 7. What this really means. Once. May saw that something shifted. Not in what she did, but in how she understood it. She stopped asking why she kept stopping, and started asking what was missing when she needed to stay. Because there are many ways to leave something, but they all happen at the same point, the moment where your connection weakens and nothing replaces it. And if that moment stays the same, the outcome will too. Not because you are the problem, but because the structure is. And that changes something important, because what you called inconsistency was often just exhaustion from holding more than you were ever meant to carry alone. And once you see that, stopping is no longer failure. It becomes a signal that something in your system was never built to support you, because if it was never you, then it is not something you have to fix in yourself. It is something you have to build around yourself. Not all at once, not perfectly, but enough that when that moment comes again, you are not the only thing holding you there anymore. Because that was the real problem all along. You were.